Hey you, it is Nina here, going over really quickly a little bit of a check-in on why empowerment. Yes, we do have the Empowered Human Live this upcoming Wednesday from 1 to 2. You can go to the link in my bio and RSVP. That is no mystery. However, when we think about what is empowerment, this is the kind of thing that I want to go to. And hopefully I'm doing this correct, because I don't know if I'm supposed to wait for people to join in or like if I could just start spitting, but I'm going to start talking. Okay. So when it comes to empowerment, here is what we're looking at. The reason why we teach empowerment is because most of us have been raised in a power dynamic. And when you are raised in a powered dynamic, here's what ends up happening. You absolutely are going to be used to saying somebody over here is in power and somebody is not. So every time you engage with someone and there's a conflict, what your brain is looking for is to say, oh, well, one of us has to be right and one of us has to be wrong. And every time you engage, that's what ends up popping up, this power dynamic. Your brain literally doesn't want to think about any other way that it could exist, because one of us has to be right and one of us has to be wrong. So when we think about why empowerment, because we can move beyond this power dynamic to an empowered dynamic. Now, before I talk about what an empowered dynamic is, let me talk about why. If you're not okay with constantly being minimized, misrepresented, or outright rejected, then you are going to want to learn about empowerment, because a power dynamic always says that it is okay if someone disagrees with you to minimize, misrepresent, or outright reject that individual. This is how power dynamics work. This is how people in power stay in power. You see how that benefits the person in power, but not necessarily the person who is not in power? This is why we want to move to an empowered dynamic. With an empowered dynamic, both of you get to have a valid truth. Both of you then get to decide when there's a confrontation, how are you going to build a bridge, okay? You want to build a bridge in an empowered dynamic. I recognize I'm going over this very quickly because I do want to spend most of our time exploring it on Wednesday. But when you think about, again, power dynamics versus empowered dynamics, why to switch? It's because you're not okay with minimizing, misrepresenting, or outright rejecting yourself or other people. That is the number one reason why people need to understand the difference between powered and empowered dynamics. Are you ready? Join me on Wednesday. That's when we're doing it, folks. Link in bio. See you then.